I'm Franklin Yao. I'm the CEO. I'm founder of Yokwai Group. Our first brand is Zero. Really an honor. Very grateful to present to you guys today. We have 5 minutes, so let's get right into it. We're here because we understand that the food is not sustainable in the way that we are currently raising animal livestock, and we are going to be a big part of this movement towards creating a world that is worth inheriting for our children. Uh, also, also included with sustainability is really food safety and security. China right now is importing 85% of its of soybeans. It's the largest consumer of soy in the world. The majority of soy is actually being used to raise pigs, to feed pigs, and then we're eating the pigs, and there's an efficiency of about 10% on the protein there. So it's really a kind of food safety and security question, in addition to this being a sustainability issue. We're really new in plant-based meat in China. It's more apparent globally with these trends, but in China, we're really at the very beginning. The environment here, whether it's from the consumer side or from the startup side, is really quite new. We believe that we should have a patient and persistent strategy. We don't think that this is going to be something that is 3 to 5 months in terms of this market taking off. It's more 3 to 5 years, so it's a little bit more for us like a Tesla strategy. We want to have the right brand positioning, service our customers well. But China learns very fast, so when the takeoff happens, we're going to be prepared for that. China doesn't have a Coca-Cola, Unilever, Nestle. We don't have global food brands. We don't have food companies that serve around the world. For Yokwai, we believe that China needs to have a seat on the table here. And for us, that means that finding great solutions for the China market and then applying that at globally. So we see Yokwai as a multinational company, which happened to start in Shanghai, and Zero is a global brand. We've been around for about 18 months as a company, really in the market with Zero for the last 12 months, have made tremendous progress. We serve 3 of the largest catering companies, which means that we're out on the Nike campus, Microsoft Canteen, Google Canteen. We're at top hotels around China. We're about to sign a deal and roll out at the major hotel group, 500 hotels, 13 brands, at select retail partners, both online and offline, and we're expanding that rapidly. We're at 60 restaurants specifically in Shanghai, and also in foodie restaurants in Beijing, Chengdu, Hangzhou, Ningbo, Shaoxing, Suzhou. You can go to Shanghai Disney Resort and eat Zero. So we're pretty widely available, or really good start. Zero, we're not trying to replicate meat. We want you to be able to enjoy the same foods that you grew up with, whether that is Chinese food, mapo tofu, or whether that's in a pizza or a lasagna, but to have a more healthy, a more sustainable, local, the best of China version of that. And we really start with community engagement. That means that we have an Own What You Eat program. It also includes rolling out at schools and educating children and getting them loving Zero right from the very beginning and understanding what we're doing. We have a chili cook-off that we did last year. Over 800 people bought tickets. We expect 1,500 people participating. Today, 12 top chefs competing on Zero. And when you come to our events, you really feel the energy and understand what we're trying to do as a brand. My own personal journey, I started this a few years ago from meditation and from their Buddhism and understanding how to be a more conscious consumer. I come from a tech background. Before Zero, building a tech business in China for a New York internet platform, went public on the New York Stock Exchange in 2017. And for a large part of my career, I was helping multinational brands like Pepsi, Starwood Hotels, Gucci, with their China strategy. And my partner is one of the top chefs in the world, David Laris. He's our chief creative officer. We have a team of about 7 chefs working under him, and also our R&D director, Ian Kong, who's 13 years in food science. My other partner, Li Qinglu, is investment banker for 10 years in China. We just wrapped up our Series A round. It gets announced next week. $7.3 million led by Trerec, a Singaporean sustainability brand. This is a event that we did just last Thursday. And it's really, you come to our events, you understand, you eat delicious food, you get some food for thought intellectually. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is make the easier, more sustainable.
Right. I think we're going to have to wrap
Yep.
Frank, I think we're going to have to wrap the pitch up here. And
Yep.
I think we'll
Great.
just proceed on with the, we can continue the conversation with
Thank
Judges Q&A. We have 8 minutes starting
Yep.
now.
Thank you. Let's go.
Can you comment on the price point of the product and the margin that you can achieve?
Yeah, right now our margins are pretty high. So on the base product, it's about 60%. We're selling at a more premium product, so it's a little bit like the Tesla model. We're selling at to restaurants at about 80 RMB per kilogram. For the consumer, it's 66 RMB for a 300-gram pack. So it comes priced somewhere between premium pork and premium beef. But we're not trying to serve the mass market right now. We believe that this is a product for a select group of consumers that understand this right now. And it's important for us to position this as a sexy, delicious, chef-driven brand. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, hi Franklin. What is the form factor of your product? Is it ready to cook, or is it something that you supply to chefs only at this moment?
Yeah, the form factor, it's basically a ground meat. So we want zero. There'll never be zero chicken nuggets, zero steak. Zero is a ground meat. So it looks like a raw ground meat. And then you can turn that into a hamburger. You can turn that into meatballs, dandan noodles. You can stuff it into a sui jiao, xiaolongbao. You can make sizitou out of it. You can make jiajiangmian. So it's very flexible. It's in so many dishes. You can see my background. These are all dishes cooked at home by consumers and sent back to us. You can sell it directly right now as a B2C product for you to cook at home. We serve canteens. We serve chefs. Michelin star restaurants in China. So really, it's a chef product that we co-developed with chefs. And then we're rolling out. We've been rolling out just a zero 8 treasure buns and a classic Italian lasagna. But we're rolling out 11 new RTE products, ready to heat products, by the end of July. So we're working on that rapidly as we speak, and each of those ready-to-eat products will be a chef recipe, and it will be kind of on the packaging very clear that this is this chef and this is his interpretation of a jiajiangmian or of a xianrou baozi.
Hi, Franklin. I used to live in Shanghai, and I spent a couple times, couple evenings at Laris. But
Yep.
I'm sure you're familiar with OmniPork, right? And so you're not a meat substitute, but I imagine there are some similarities in the target market. And if not, I'd just like to see how you position yourself against OmniPork.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different strategies in the market, and I think that our success is highly correlated with Green Monday. Our business model is a little bit different. I think we're a little bit more of a pure play food company. So creating food brands, first one being Zero, food products. I think they're really creating a platform. I would say the two biggest differences right now is that our messaging is really around food and tasty and chef's choice and deliciousness. We want to really appeal to the lower part of the brain, so the amygdala, and then start the conversation with the neocortex. I think from a marketing approach, they're a little more kind of sustainability focused and messaging focused. It's a very different approach from us in the market. And then we're here. Our team is local, in Shanghai. So that means that in the market here, our relationships are pretty deep, and we're pretty fast moving in terms of the way that decisions are made and how we can best service the customer. So those are the key differences, but have a lot of respect for what they do. And I think our success is very, very highly correlated.
One thing that I noticed is that it was quite impressive that you launched a company 18 months ago and then the product was already launching 12, like 6 months after that, right?
Yep.
Does that also mean that somebody else could equally launch similar type of product within 6 months without too much R&D to develop the core ingredient?
We have R&D right from the outset, just with David's involvement, and we have about 7 full-time chefs. So, and then we have a network of about 500 chefs right now. It was really then co-creating this with chefs, and that means that we can roll out in restaurants. So when we first started, even the 0.5 version of the product, it really was tested in restaurant kitchens, and that's with the 2.0 that we're launching next month. Really has been co-developed with chefs. So it sounds like it's pretty fast, but it's because we were very, very focused at the very beginning. We understand that chefs are really first advocates, first early customers, and really co-creators. So we see them as innovators that we work with. So that's the reason why pretty rapidly in 6 months. Could another company do what we're doing? I don't, not really too many interpretations right now of a ground meat, a ground pork, or ground beef, in the market that's local. So if it is possible, it hasn't been done. And then we're raising our A+ round. A lot of it is to translate the abilities that we have in the food lab into the production environment. So that's where a lot of the investment is going to go to get to our 3.0 product for this A+ round that we're raising now.
We have about 60 seconds left, so time for one more question.
What's the future plan of your growth? Is it mostly within China, or you mentioned about early on being multinational? What's the next 3-5 years trajectory?
Yeah, we want to capture 0.5% of the global market by 2025. Zero is our first brand. We are launching our second brand at the end of this year. It's very different. It's going to be a plant-based ice cream. And then we're building our supply chain in order to export the product. We're already talking to distributors in Hong Kong, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, London, Germany, and Los Angeles. So, but the kind of the bottleneck there is the ability to kind of export product in this current logistics environment with COVID. But that means that very much we're focused on China right now. But we're setting ourselves up next year for Zero being a global brand. Again, same strategy, starting with foodies, high-end restaurants, and I think we've got a lot of demand for that right now for this product. But it starts with being the high-end, kind of sexy, foodie, chef-driven brand in China, and we start from there, and then can go to the whole world with that.
Great.
And in
thank
my
you very
head,
much, Frank.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate the time today.
Thank you. Thanks for participating and for taking the time. We'll be in contact. So thank you very much.
Great. It was a lot of fun. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.